Oh, say it's true. You love me, feel it too. Oh, sad it's true. You love me, feel it too. Feel it all. Feel it all. Oh, sad it's true. You love me, feel it too. Feel it all. Feel it all.
If you'd all like to stand, please. And if you'd all like to have a seat, please. What a beautiful entrance. Oh, and we have a few more witnesses than expected, but that is all good. Wow, what a beautiful day for a wedding. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone who is gathered here today to celebrate this very, very special occasion for Lionel and Ashley. My name is Tuffland Fiola, and I am a civil celebrant authorised by the law to solemnise marriages here in Australia, which of course is why each and every one of you is here today. And on behalf of the soon-to-be Mr. and Mrs., I'd like to warmly welcome and thank you all for coming so far, some of you I think. Who's come from far? Ish? Okay, alright, we'll count that. You're obviously, each and every one of you, here today because you do hold such a very special place in their hearts. And they've invited you to help them celebrate and to witness their love and commitment to one another. Their future, of course, holds lots of love, lots of adventures, and best of all, lots of laughter. Now, I would like to begin with a wee snippet of this wonderful couple's story. Now, I'm sure that they both consider themselves amongst the very lucky people to have had the good fortune to have found that special person who they do want to spend the rest of their lives with. Sometimes people can meet through friends or through work or by chance or at the gym, checking one another out. But it was absolutely love at first sight for these two. And Ashley and Lionel knew from their very first date, downtown Freo, after hours spent laughing together about how much they had in common, that this was forever. And indeed, finding that person that you share a common bond and a love of life is a pretty amazing experience. And it's just this journey that has brought you here today to this very spot, across the other side of the country, where you celebrate the next step in your lives together as you join hands and join forces as husband and wife. Now, I always ask my couples what they love so much about one another and why they have decided to take this big step and to put pen to paper. Lionel and Ashley are clearly quite besotted with one another. They have such a relationship that's built on true love, a relationship made in heaven, or at the bottom of the sea, one way or the other. Ashley said that Lionel makes her so incredibly happy, from his eyes to his smile, to his crazy laugh, his caring nature, and his sense of humour, even when he pulls pranks on her. She loves how supportive and encouraging he is of everything that she does, and goes out of his way each and every day to put a smile on her face. Ashley also loves, most of all, that Lionel puts up with her in general, including, as probably you most are aware, her OCD-ness. Who's experienced this side of Ashley? Yeah. She knows that she can be testing at times, and he's chosen her to be by his side forever, and she simply couldn't imagine life without him. But most of all, she loves that Spud too wishes that he could spend all their money on jet skis. Now, as for Spud, obviously a man of few words, perhaps the cards will reveal some real insight. Something we prepared earlier. Alright, so there is a lot of cards, and you are going to choose some cards. Not all 52 of them at this moment. Pick a card and we'll read it out.
He's going to read it?
Yeah.
And they're all random. I love Ashley because you are you. Pick another one. I love Ashley because you always say what's on your mind.
We could be here all day, but that's okay.
I love Ashley because you put up with my crappy jokes.
There's the winner. One more.
I love Ashley because you've never given up on me and you always let me choose the restaurant when we go out for dinner.
That's true.
I think he gets a clap for that, because that was a bit of effort. I've never known a guy to go to so much effort. There are 52 reasons in that pack, and more will be revealed at the reception. Yes. So, back to where we were. You've no doubt discovered in one another someone that would rather be in no other place than right by your side, through all the good times, and more importantly, through the challenging times. Your person who shares the same interests, hopes and dreams. Within this relationship, you've discovered that the keys to a long, happy relationship together are loving communication, supporting one another, honesty and commitment, and most importantly, a never-ending jet ski fund. Underlying is a belief that you are and always will be two individuals, with your own interests and strengths, complementing and enhancing one another to form one couple. Spud and Ash, today, to become one. Now, they have chosen a reading that they've asked me to read today, entitled Today. Today, as you make your marriage vows and all your dreams come true, may the happiness that love endows forever be with you. If a problem arises, as well it may, let patience be your guide. Within your hearts, do not dismay. As love is tried and true throughout the years that lie ahead, as the wings of life unfold, the loving words each have said on a scroll of gold are told. For as you open love's hallowed door and you join as man and wife, may your love be strong forevermore to last throughout your life. So let's get these two married.
Yay!
Okay. Lionel and Ashley. I, Tafflin Fiola, a civil celebrant, am duly authorised by the law to solemnise marriages according to the laws of Australia. Before you are joined together in my presence and in the presence of all your witnesses here today, I am bound to remind you publicly of the solemn, the serious and the binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage in Australia is the voluntary and the full commitment of a man to a woman and a woman to a man. It is made in the deepest sense to the exclusion of all others, entered into for life. Good with that? Now, as you all gather here today to join Spud and Ash in marriage, it's fitting that you all, their families and their friends, be here to witness and to participate in their wedding. For the ideals, the understanding and the mutual respect which they bring to their marriage have in their roots the love and the friendship and the support and the guidance that you've all given them over the years. Spud and Ash know that their families are such a very important part of their lives. Their families have always been there for them, guiding them through difficult times and giving them enough love, shelter and support to allow them to grow into their own person. It's therefore just so important to them both that you all share and participate in this very special day. So I would like to ask of everyone here today, who gives this beautiful bride to be married to this man? We do! And who gives this gorgeous guy to be married to this bride today?
We do.
As all of you, the family and the friends of Spud and Ash, you're here to express your love, your hope and your joy for this occasion. Will you all support and accept this marriage?
Yes!
Including financially? No! I didn't hear any of that. Now, Lionel, will you take Ashley to be your lawful wife? Will you love her and comfort her, honour and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep only unto her, so long as you both shall live? Correct. Ashley, will you take Lionel to be your lawful wedded husband? Will you love him, comfort him, honour and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep only unto him, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Lionel and Ashley have chosen some very special vows that they would like to make to one another today. And I'll firstly ask Lionel to repeat after me. Looking at the beautiful bride. I ask the people here present
I ask the people here present
to witness that I, Lionel Gregory Murphy,
witness that I, Lionel Gregory Murphy,
take you, Ashley and Maya,
take you, Ashley and Mayo,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
I promise to share my life openly with you
I promise to share my life openly with you
and speak the truth to you in love.
and speak the truth to you in love.
I will honour you,
I will honour you,
care for you,
care for you,
and encourage your own fulfilment
encourage your own fulfillment
as an individual
as an individual
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
I promise to love you as your husband
I promise to love you as your husband,
in good times and bad,
in good times and bad,
with all that I have to give,
with all that I have to give,
and all that I feel inside,
and all that I feel inside,
in the only way I know how,
in the only way I know how, completely and forever. I love you.
I ask the people here present.
I ask the people here present
To witness that I, Ashley and Maya,
to witness that I, Ashley and Maya,
take you, Lionel Gregory Murphy,
take you, Lionel Gregory Murphy,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
I promise to share my life openly with you.
I promise to share my life openly with you
And speak the truth to you in love.
and speak the truth to you in love.
I will honour you,
I will honour you,
care for you,
care for you,
and encourage your own fulfillment
and encourage your own fulfillment
as an individual
as an individual
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
I promise to love you as your wife,
I promise to love you as your wife
in good times and bad,
in good times and in bad,
all that I have to give,
with all that I have to give
all that I feel inside.
and all that I feel inside. I love you.
Now for the exchange of rings. Now on a special day like today, the exchanging of rings really represents the lifetime that they will have together and is a constant reminder of the love and commitment that they're making to one another today. So, may we have the rings, Nate Smith. Yay! Goodbye!
Ashley, I have this ring for you.
To symbolise that your love is the most precious element in my life.
To symbolise that love is the precious element in my life.
The ring has no beginning and no end,
The ring has no beginning and no end,
which represents that the love between us
which represents that the love between us
will never cease.
will never cease.
I place it on your finger
I place it on your finger
as a visible sign of the vows
as a visible sign of the vows
which have made us husband and wife.
which has made us husband and wife.
Good. Lionel, I have for your ring
Lionel, I have for you a ring
to symbolise that your love
to symbolise that your love
is the most precious element in my life.
is the most precious element in my life.
The ring has no beginning and no end,
The ring has no beginning and no end,
which represents that the love between us
which represents that the love between us
will never cease.
will never cease.
I place it on your finger
I place it on your finger
as a visible sign of the vows
as a visible sign of the vows
which have made us husband and wife.
which has made us husband and wife.
Now Spud and Ash have also chosen a beautiful reading which is entitled The Art of Marriage by Wilfred A. Peterson. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's never going to sleep angry. It's at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship shouldn't end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It's having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It's standing together to face the world. It's forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It's doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It's speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It's not expecting the husband to wear the halo and the wife to have the wings. It's not looking for perfection in one another. It's cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humour. It's having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is in giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It's finding room for things of the spirit. It's a common search for the good and the beautiful. It's in establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, the dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It's not marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner. This is the art of marriage. So as we come towards the close, family and friends, of this very joyful celebration of Spud and Ash's love for one another, I encourage you both to always think back on the special words that you did say to one another today. These vows signify your resolve to love one another no matter what, each and every day. To allow one another to flourish and to grow, and to seek out all kinds of exciting experiences that will only make the relationship stronger. As you look towards the years ahead of loving and supporting one another, staying happy and healthy, growing your own family, and continuing on your path to buying your dream home, which might mean one less jet ski, and no doubt sharing wonderful adventures and experiences and creating everlasting memories. I'm delighted to be able to wish you both the very best for your future together and to make your union an official one today. With lots of adventures ahead, no doubt, and quite possibly some twists and turns, love and laughter shared with your friends and your families. I encourage you to keep learning and growing, communicating openly and lovingly, appreciating one another, and most importantly focusing on all the wonderful things in life that you share and all those qualities that you do love so much about one another. So you better keep that card back. So now I can announce that Lionel and Ashley have declared before everyone here today that they will live together in marriage. They've made special promises to one another and have symbolised it by joining hands, taking vows, and by exchanging rings. So therefore, by the powers vested in me in accordance with the laws here in Australia, and on behalf of each and every one of you here today, I can now declare Lionel and Ashley to be husband and wife. You may now proceed. It is with absolute pleasure that I would like to introduce to you all, if you could all give them a big hoop and a holler, the newly wedded couple, Mr. and Mrs. Spud and Ash Murphy.